The long wait is over, the summer is gone, the best leagues in the land are back.
It's time to raise the game.
Welcome to Ethanol Way, in the heart of the Midlands, on the biggest university campus in Europe. We are where history begins. We're here at Loughborough for the second instalment of our double header, where we have a repeat of last year's final. Loughborough hosting Exeter. Loughborough top of the league. Exeter unfathomably in 5th position after a wretched 3-game run. But all bets are off when these two heavyweights clash. They only deal in epics. And on a Super Wednesday, what else would we bring you but a super duper special guest? But before I reveal him, let's have a look at this guy in action.
Here's Smith. Oh, the gap there for Freddie Stewart, and the step. And the Leicester fullback gets his first try in an England jersey.
A little bit of pressure from Corbus Visa, and now Leicester with some space, and this is Stewart exploiting that space beyond the clerk. Reese is under him, but he's not got it. It's Stewart.
Stewart king in the air. Reese is excellent in the air, but Freddie Stewart is on another level.
Here's Young on to Stewart, and Stewart gets the try.
Wait, you're not Freddie Stewart?
No, Freddie Stewart hasn't turned up, Joe.
Well, a word to the wise. This is what happens when you shop at wish.com, everybody. This is what you get. He may be a Loughborough alumni, but you're not England's fullback.
You're going to see me under a high ball, Joe.
Oh, God. I tried to... Apparently your mic's not working, D-Rod, so
Could be.
all of those amazing gags that you were just telling haven't come to fruition. Yes, we are expecting Freddie Stewart, but he's stuck on the M1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How's that? Better? Better?
No, we still can't hear you. Still can't hear D-Rod. Okay, so we are meant to be having Freddie Stewart coming to join us because he was once of the Loughborough University parish. I think 6 games in the African Violet before he got too big time, played for Leicester, played for England, and does a pretty good job at it. Oh, a mic arrival for you, Dave, and an opportunity for us to get into the occasion today, because it is a repeat of the last 2 BUCS Super Rugby finals, 2 of the greatest finals you will ever see. They're on our channels. Go check them out on YouTube. D-Rog called the first one, I called the second. My commentary is probably slightly better, but your game was better.
Toss of a coin of both. I'm furious that this mic is working because I had both my hands in my pockets. It was nice and warm, and I thought you were going to...
Well, if you will wear your Duke of Edinburgh bronze outfit, then you will be warm in conditions like this. It's Baltic here.
Yeah.
But let's talk rugby.
Duke of Edinburgh is great for your CV, by the way, and without it, who knows, maybe I wouldn't have got...
because no one else has got it on their CV.
Not at
no
all.
one else got it on their CV.
Anyway, rugby. There's some rugby
the game.
happening. I love this as a fixture. Mate, Exeter have had the run of Loughborough. You were down there at Topsham earlier in the year, and Loughborough Exeter started like a scolded cat, like they always do. What the score that day? Did they hit 50 in the end? They scored some serious tries. You can't remember, I can't remember. But either way, Exeter camped all winners. Since then, they've lost games. And they've lost games at home, and they've lost games to Leeds Beckett, and those 3 things don't happen.
And they've lost games in a row. Their loss to Leeds Beckett after losing to Durham in their varsity at Sandy Park was the first time in BUCS Super Rugby history that they've ever lost 3 games in a row. So real crisis at Exeter. They did bounce back with a handsome victory against Cardiff last week. But you don't write Exeter off. This is a team who have only ever finished in the top 2 for the entire history of BUCS Super Rugby. And it's a team that's littered with quality.
I think it's credit to Exeter and the expectations of them, the fact that they've lost 3 games, the fact that they're 5th in the league, which is still top half, and we're talking about a crisis. It is not a crisis at all, and they're just as likely to come here tonight in the freezing cold, beautiful night, 2,000 spectators expected here in Epinal Way, and to disappear back down to Devon with 5 points. Like, it is absolutely possible that they do that. In terms of the quality, yes, there is quality. I mean, we've got some BUCS Super Rugby legends in this team. What I like about it, though, is the fact that we've got some freshers, particularly out back. They're very experienced up front. We've got some youngsters in the back line. And usually, I mean, you were at Exeter 2 decades ago, around about the same time I was at Loughborough, actually. Freshers don't usually get a look in with the first team. So that's a real credit to the quality of these young lads.
I think there were 4 freshers starting in the back line for Exeter when these two met in round 1 and Exeter triumphed. But that is the task that's at hand for Loughborough, who are the reigning champions, and they're the reigning champions because this man masterminded their victory last year at the StoneX. It's Martin Webdale, who Dee Rogers was with earlier.
It's Loughborough versus Exeter. Some might say the biggest game in BUCS Super Rugby. Would you say that?
I think every game's a big game in BUCS Super Rugby, and that's the quality. Look, there's 10 really good teams, 10 really good programmes within BUCS Super Rugby, and wherever you go, week in, week out on a Wednesday, the games are really, really tough, and we've seen that so far this season.
We always build this one up because of the recent rivalry. When you went down to Topsham earlier in the year, Exeter were excellent, Exeter were victorious. Since then, you found yourself at the top of the league. How have you improved since that game?
Yeah, certainly so. Full credit down at Topsham. Exeter outstanding. They took their chances. Probably since then, we've been pretty clinical, especially in attack. We've been in some tough places, away to Durham, twice to Wales, and come away with good results. So it's been really pleasing how we've built week on week since that first game.
This team you've put out today, so many familiar faces for BUCS Super Rugby fans, but a few new faces too. A few freshers have found their way into the team. How have they made an impact? How have they improved since they've arrived?
Yeah, look, I think that's the beauty of any university programme. You get that experience of guys who've been a year, 2, 3 years even, and then that new crop comes in every year, and we've seen that with the likes of Jack Bracken, Tom Dye this season making their way in BUCS Super Rugby, along with, particularly in our programme, guys who maybe played a lot of National League rugby in their first year and then progressed through the BUCS Super Rugby this year. And for example, Sam Bryan at scrum half's done a fantastic job in that respect as well.
What about Exeter then? Because we're used to them being the picture of consistency, and they've had a little bit of a wobble. How do you think that affects their preparation facing you this evening?
I think we'll probably see the best version of Exeter tonight, as we always do, and hopefully we put the best version of ourselves out there. That the results are there for everyone to see so far, but I think some of those games they've played have been a bit topsy-turvy, and they've come on the wrong side of a couple of results that maybe were slightly different games. They would have come out differently in those.
Hey, if it's the best version of them and the best version of you, we're going to have a great night tonight. Good luck.
Thanks very much.
The best version of Exeter and the best version of ourselves. A very Gen Z appraisal from Martin Webdale about the action coming our way this evening. And let's talk about Marv and his troops. Consistency throughout these early rounds. Yes, they lost that opener against Exeter, but their consistency in selection and performance has been marked so far.
And also the way the fixtures have fallen and the victories they've had. So yes, they lost to Exeter, but they were clear against Bath. It was a late wag of the tail. Same against Hartpury. They've beaten those two teams comfortably here. And particularly up front, there are a lot of familiar faces. The young players have come in, particularly Bracken on the wing. I mean, you saw him playing for Saracens under-18s. You also saw him in the summer when you went off to South Africa, where it was considerably warmer than it is here. But on the wing as an under-18, he's got a bit of magic dust, hasn't he?
So Jack Bracken scored a hat-trick on debut for England 20s against Argentina at the World Championships, which England won. He then scored with his first touch in National 2, when he turned out for Loughborough and went on to score a hat-trick. He's already scored in BUCS Super Rugby. He is a hell of a player, and he is partnered by Finn Doyle on one wing, who is Scotland 20s, and Elliot Gourlay, who's played in the Championship already in his young career. So that's the sort of firepower we're talking about this evening.
Yeah, and a centre partnership as well that is settled in Preen and Cusick. They were in 12 and 13, but we'll expect them to interchange. We need to catch up with Preeno, actually, because we talk about all of these boys that go off and play Championship, Premiership and whatever. He had a summer in Canada, which sounded like a hell of a lot of fun. So there are a lot of experience, a lot of opportunities that these boys are taking full advantage of.
I can tell you that someone in Canada was watching the BUCS Super Rugby final last year, and they saw Chris Preen in action, Preen living the African Violet dream, and that's how he got a contract to go and play in Canada in the summer. So,
hang on, are you saying that you pumped up his tyres in commentary and you're the reason? So not only are you out here getting GB7's boys caps, you're getting Prino out to Canada as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome, the Preens. So Loughborough, look, they are formidable. I said that the sleeping giant had awoken when they won the title. It had been a long, long time where they hadn't achieved success. However, this group now knows success, and those who are coming through know that they need to add to the success.
We are very close here. I was thinking maybe we try and get an interview, but that would be a really bad idea. These boys are properly getting in the zone, and that is why we love it. We've got Theo Mail behind us. He's one of the boys who's been taken away to play in the Prem Cup for Bristol Bears. A lot of the Exeter lads have been involved with the Chiefs. But really, this is what it's all about for these boys. Yes, they're doing their representative stuff. We've got under-18 internationals, under-20 internationals, Prem Cup boys, as you mentioned, lads who played in the Championship. But these games on these Wednesday nights under the lights, they'll be so up for this.
2,000 expected under the lights, but there is no more fearsome challenge than when Exeter come to town. And D-Rog, once again, had an audience with the head coach, Gareth Elliott.
I'll ask you the same question that I asked Marv. Is Exeter versus Loughborough the biggest fixture in BUCS Super Rugby?
I think that coming away to Loughborough is one of the toughest fixtures we'll have on the road. You know, it's always a really tough battle here. Obviously, the games we've played in the last few years have shown that it's always going to be a tough encounter. Quite often, it's a tight game. We played them at the start of the season, and we had a really strong performance at home. But yeah, I'm expecting this to really physical, tough encounter. So yeah, I mean, I think that obviously there's going to be a good crowd here by the sounds of things, and with it being live streamed, I'm sure that it'll be a good viewing.
We're used to you being incredibly consistent, and I know that your ambition at the start of the year was to be ready for those playoffs and hopefully another final. But you've had a little bit of a wobble, a few negative results. What have you learned from those?
Yeah, I think the guys have definitely grown from those couple of defeats where potentially we were going in there as favourites and got turned over. And I think some of the younger guys in the squad have definitely learned how much it means to other teams to be playing Exeter, and I think guys in their third year, they know that everybody's going to come after you with a target on your back, whereas some of the young guys, brilliantly talented players, but they're learning how tough it is to win games in this league. So I think they've learned that. They've learned a little bit of playing under pressure, and this is a good acid test again for us tonight. And I think we can grow and we can learn in this game regardless of the result. I think it's really important that we put our best foot forward so we can build in confidence.
It's interesting looking at your team tonight and your team throughout the season, because there are more young lads in that team. There are more freshers, which we're not used to seeing, and you're very experienced up front, a little bit less so out of the back. So are you pleased with the impression that these young players, these new players have made so far this year?
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I think like individually they've all got an incredible skill set, and they deserve to be in there. But there's loads of growth in them from a mental aspect, but also like playing under pressure, skills under pressure, game tactics. They're all learning a lot in that. So each week's looking different at the moment, and that's why we've got a little bit of inconsistency. But that's part of it, and I think you mentioned at the start about like our ambitions, and we're still on that journey towards being the best team we can be at the end of the season. So this is another step on that journey, really.
It's an exciting journey, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, and I think like it's different to other seasons, like you said, but it's one that we're taking in our stride, and like we always want to be winning every week. Every player, every coach does, but we've got to be realistic with where we are, and we've also got to be ambitious. So those guys know that it's really important for Exeter University side to be successful.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
An exciting journey we're on. Exeter and Loughborough on that road, and you with us on the live stream. Now, the teams have just headed in. Now, D-Rog, you may not look like Freddie Stewart, but can you move like him? You've got 3 minutes and 35 seconds to get to your comms position as we watch highlights of what went down between these two when they met in round one. 2 metres shy. One dart for the line. Still not there. Round the corner they go, and this time Exeter make it count. Build, Loughborough roll, Loughborough roar towards the white paint of Exeter, and Loughborough respond. Louis Gully Gets missiled round the ankles. That's the only way to stop him. Loughborough go low, but Exeter go lower. Real eagerness from Loughborough, but the eagerness unable to match the desire of Exeter. New advantage, they're stacking up for Loughborough, but Exeter keep coming. Exeter will not stop coming until they have their third.
Another one of the back rows. Unbelievable from Brookie there. Unbelievable to get over.
Corner, muscular defence from Exeter, and Cohen who's back on the field. Exeter at the full complement of 15. Cusick gets skipped out. Gourlay beats the defence with a personal drift, and that is wonderful play from the fullback, injecting himself into the line. Inch by inch, they advance to Exeter's line, keeping it tight. Jake Bowser taking them closer. Chris Breen bouncing off, offloading to Gourlay, who's in for a double.
In the Exeter 22 once again, so to get over the line would be huge. Huge shot on Gully there, though.
Louis Gully swept laterally.
Roll 12.
Such was the acceleration into the contact. Green and white jerseys cluster round once more with intent. Josh Mann has great drive with such little run up.
Try score.
There we go, just what Exeter needed.
It is messy. Just a cluster of bodies throwing themselves into the action. Smears to the centres, to Lilly. Lilly still fighting, thrashing his way to a couple of metres short. Durrell, already a try for the captain. Now Finley shapes the pass but goes it alone.
Begging for it same way.
New advantage, roll away.
Loughborough under immense pressure. Exeter go short again. They reach. Yes! They stretch.
That's huge from Godfrey there.
They fight their way to the floor. Beautiful transfer. It was seamless to Mail, the number 8, charging through. Awkward ball for Eckersley, who shifts it back to Mail. Harvey's on the shoulder. Question marks over a forward pass. Somehow they scrabble to stymie the attack, but Loughborough attacking, they're going. Eckersley for the corner. Eckersley with Exeter half asleep. There's a try to put the game beyond doubt and to deny Loughborough a losing crumb as well. They drop them all into the low ratio gears. They crank forward and the backs arrive to Lenson Ballas. Loughborough splinter, Exeter profit. Nick Allison sends the conversion home. And it's not a league decider, it's not a cup final, but it is a piece of revenge exacted by Exeter upon Loughborough to open the BUCS Super Rugby campaign this season.
Made it to commentary in time, despite Burnsy's disbelief. Proof that I've definitely got enough, if not more gas than Freddie Stewart. And if he bothered to turn up, then he could defend himself. Alas, when he joins us, we can have that conversation. Welcome, everybody, to Epping Away. The lights are on, the sky is clear, it is cold, and two of BUCS Super Rugby's heaviest hitters are about to go head-to-head. It is the Oddballs Foundation night as well, as we take a look at the fixtures for today. Leeds Beckett host Nottingham. Beckett, of course, buoyed by that victory over Exeter. Hartpury versus Cardiff, always a mouthwatering class. Hartpury fancy themselves as league leaders. Durham have turned a corner as well. They got that victory over Exeter. Cardiff met against Swansea is the Welsh derby. That's already kicked off. And Loughborough versus Exeter, the headliner today, as Loughborough making their way onto the pitch, led by the captain, the Welshman Owain Evans today, the former Wales under-20s international. Let's quickly take a look at the teams then before kickoff, starting with Loughborough. So many of these players involved in the last two successful BUCS Super Rugby campaigns. A few unfamiliar names there though. Yandian Kongi, he's been a part of the BUCS Super Rugby lineup this year, having impressed in National 2. And Jack Bracken, the much vaunted, he played for England under-20s as an under-18 after impressing for Saracens Everywhere else is settled. We have got student internationals, under 20 internationals as far as the eye can see. As for Exeter, well, it's been a little bit different for them this season. They are loaded up front. The likes of Miller, Gully, Beckerleg and Bell in this slightly changed green jersey. I think I like it. But yes, plenty of familiar faces there. Lucas Durrell is the captain, a player of the match in a BUCS Super Rugby final, an England student as well. Seb Driscoll, the Harlequin, at number 8. And Ben Cohen, the England under-20s, number 10, steering the ship. A lot of unfamiliar faces, though. Young players in that back line, and if they can get the platform from the forward pack, then they'll provide some magic. The likes of Josh Mack, Lucas Brook, Kane James coming on to add some serious ball carrying in the pack as the game progresses. Alan Chandrachus, the referee for this one. It's BUCS Super Rugby live on a Wednesday. Exeter versus Loughborough. Exeter in the green, Loughborough in the African violet. And a loose ball into touch off Loughborough. Commentators Dave Rogers and Freddie Stewart. Yeah, right, when he turns up, where is he? It's quite fun this, because I'm in a room full of people and they're wondering where he is too. Excellent line-out ball to start with then for Exeter. And that white line you can see is the Loughborough 22. Freddie Skinner in at 9 today. Second-year student, rangy for a 9. But he's been impressive so far. Still the same more. Now the backs can get a touch. Decent carry that. Tackle by Chris Preen. He's wearing 13, not 12 this season, but still in that familiar red scrum cap. Good early gain line here for Exeter. Decent carry there. Louis Gully involved. Now Walker. He's wearing 15, but again spends plenty of time at 10, so expect to see him at first receiver various times throughout the night. Big shot that was. Yandi Nkongi making it. Exeter going through the phases, but back outside the 22 now as Loughborough look to apply some defensive pressure. It's another good carry, it's direct. Decent ball speed as well. 90 seconds in, all Exeter so far. It's Driscoll. He's held on for that. Well, long enough for Alan Chandrachus to tell him to play it. Theo Mayle with the tackle for Loughborough. Woody Pugh. That one out the back, half charge down. Has that gone forward off Cusick? No, says the referee. And Loughborough with their first touch of the night. James Boylan has come flying in there. It was Mink Sharink with the carry for Loughborough. And he's one of those players who offers incredible BUCS Super Rugby experience. Mink Sharink.
Great contest. Both men competing for the ball.
Well, it was a great contest, but also a great take as well. Kick to compete for Loughborough, and it works. Meredith charged down, and then knocked on by Oscar Beckerleg. Meredith's going to have another look at this. He's going to chip that into space and gather his own kick here, Meredith. No options, so he's going to have to put it to the boot again, looking for the 50-22. Turning Exeter, the chase is good from Doyle. And Exeter come up with the ball after a bit of Meredith magic in his own half. One kick, two kick for the students, number 10. He was part of that England students team that had an absolute epic against the French at Coventry. And Exeter clear the lines. What a start. Well, now would be the time usually where you get the opinions of the co-commentator, who, in case you haven't been watching, hasn't shown up. He will be here to defend himself at some point, by the way. Nkongu beats the first tackle. Exeter just rushing out, trying to make that big shot. Preen has to stall himself as Fitton Doyle has a little dart. Good contest on the floor for that.
Survived the clean.
But just about surviving. Good pressure at the breakdown here from Exeter.
Ball's lifted.
Sam Bryan drops that on the toe over the top. Well gathered, and Gourlay gives chase, but this is a brilliant carry. Noah Fenton working for metres, but Loughborough winning the penalty. Joe Plunkett over the ball. And 4 minutes in, the first decision to be made here, a kickable penalty. But with all those Loughborough supporters hugging that touchline, the temptation to build some pressure in the 22 is the decision they've taken. Meredith finds a good touch. And over goes Oren Murphy to give the instructions. Good line-out ball. And now the maul goes to work. Plunkett's not got his hands on it yet. Still going forward here for Loughborough. Great position they find themselves in. Here come the backs. Kusik's there. Preen's there. Over the line. Is it down?
Advantage.
Oh, just short, but a penalty advantage. Plunkett couldn't ground it. Now Mink Sharink. He has a go.
Away!
Sharink held up.
Advantage. No,
Still
short,
penalty
no.
advantage here for the home team.
Short the line. Stay on side, playing the advantage.
Great position here for Loughborough. Are they going to need the advantage? Sam Bryan has a dig. Out the back it goes. Meredith has to check back inside. Good feet from the outside half. Referee's seen enough.
7 side entry.
And Lucas Durrell, the captain, the guilty party.
7 from the side.
And Loughborough can reload.
On the line.
And to the corner again. So the last ball went to Owain Evans, captain of this team, formerly of RGC, Rugby Gogledd Cymru, in the Indigo Premiership before coming to Loughborough. And they've gone to him again, to the front. And the maul goes to work. Mink Sharink has got it tucked at the moment. Plunkett in behind. Still moving. Oh, it's been ripped. Unbelievable. Alfie Bell
Over the ball.
has got his hands on that. And the Exeter lock comes to the rescue. Seb Driscoll's taken it down. Loughborough have turned it over again. Outstanding work over the ball. This time Dan Eckersley makes the jackal. And that is 2 jackal penalties, 1 for Loughborough already, 7 minutes in. And frustration there for Alfie Bell. You can see he'd done so well to steal that ball. But it's back to square one here for Exeter.
Make sure there's access, guys. Got to be access. Get them moving here.
So watch out for Alfie Bell. Big ginger lock who managed to get his hands on it last time. They've gone to Evans again. Again they go to the maul. This looks a bit more promising though for Loughborough. Third time lucky. Try time for the hosts. And it's Dan Eckersley, the man who won the penalty, is the man who touches down. Loughborough 5, Exeter 0. And it's excellent work from Loughborough, it's excellent patience, and it's well executed at the set piece. Tough on Exeter, having worked so hard to win that ball back. But you can't give a team at the top of the table 3 goes inside the 22. So Morgan Meredith, he was the trusty boot that kicked Loughborough to victory at the Stonex in the final last season.
Perfect from my side.
Here he is to add the extras to this first try of the night. And the flags stay down, so just the 5 points on the board. Approaching 10 minutes, Loughborough 5, Exeter 0. Another look at this. Again, they've gone to the front. Owain Evans has been the option. But this time, all the pressure comes on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
Able to peel around.
Just some. Not yet.
And Eckersley on the ball. So Loughborough a bit steadier under this restart than they were under the kickoff.
Backwards to me.
Oh, Sam Walker. A little bit shaky under that high ball. Finn Doyle, Scotland 20s winger, was the man leading the chase for Loughborough. We're in this situation at the moment where club rugby and international got very different laws when it comes to the escorting. Can still stand in the way in BUCS Super Rugby, and we saw that then. This time Theo Mail, line-out option for Loughborough as they look to build again. Good carry from Eckersley, and Durrell just loses his footing. Oh, excellent hands. Out of the back it goes now. Jack Bracken. He's got a nose for the try line. Instead, it's a beautiful ball inside to Sam Bryan. Bryan gets try number 2. Outstanding work. Great line from Bryan. Great pass from Bracken. And Loughborough purring here at Epping away. And Exeter gathered under the posts here, probably a little bit shell-shocked. Loughborough going at nearly a point a minute. And if this conversion goes over, it'll be exactly that. Great score. And that's not an easy pass for Jack Bracken to deliver either. Off the left hand, running full tilt down the wing. $12-0. Things going very well indeed for the hosts. All starts with a good carry from Eckersley, but then just quick ball. That lovely dummy there as Exeter looking to get into that passing channel. Quick hands. Gourlay feeding Bracken. And he looks inside. That trailing line from Bryan.
Counter's fine.
The number 9 special. Tell you what, has he grounded that ball? I don't know. It was sketchy. But the referee, a lot closer than us, he was happy enough. Now Loughborough can clear again. Walker, better under the high ball this time.
Great timing. Hold.
Well, the timing's so good, the referee complimented him on it, but Exeter need to put some phases together here, and that's a good start. Seb Driscoll up over the gain line. Gourlay back. Oh, it's an awkward kick, and Gourlay takes no risk. Campbell Riddle.
Go on, drop out.
Applying pressure there. Tall back 3 player. Riddle can cover centre as well.
Right, Morgan, let's get them going, please.
He's in the England EPS. He's one to keep an eye on. South African born. But big physical utility back. Speaking of big physical players, here's Seb Driscoll again. On the books with Harlequins. Nice carry. Nick Lilly into the 22. Back inside, Durrell. He swapped jerseys with James Boylan. We were expecting Durrell to be wearing 7 and Boylan 6, but he cuts an unmistakable character. He's just there in the bottom of your screen there, Lucas Durrell. Oh, what a carry this is. Great leg drive, eventually brought to ground. Next to just probing those inside lines. Yandy Okonge sets up the tackle. It's another turnover, this time Theo Mail. Loughborough absolutely outstanding over the ball. We've had Plunkett win a penalty, Eckersley win a penalty, now Mail.
You're too strong. I didn't think you were strong enough.
Referee full of compliments tonight, isn't he? You're too strong, Theo. We love you, Theo.
1 foot 10, mate. Perfect, mate. Yeah, perfect.
And another trip into the 22. There's a fruitless one for Exeter. Plunkett to the back this time.
The line out's over.
Double boost for Exeter, but can't get a hand on it. Preen. This time it's Finn Doyle out there on the far side. Lovely work here, great feet.
Well, didn't survive it.
Sam Bryant under pressure. Little goose step from Meredith. He finds Mail and expects him to go forward, which he does.
First.
This time it's Exeter who win the penalty over the ball.
Up there, holding on.
Again, it's Alfie Bell.
Same penalties up there.
A couple of great snaffles from him in this game so far. Firstly, at the line out, then over the ball. An absolutely giant man, Alfie Bell.
Oh, he's up here. Yeah.
Formerly with Wasps and played in the Championship for Amped Hill. Now he's part of the Chief setup, played in the Prem Cup. Oh, look who it is. Less of this saying hello to everyone. Put those headphones on. You're an hour and a quarter late.
Well.
16. Hey, look, everyone. It's Freddie Stewart. Hang on. Let's get him on the. Let's turn your mic on.
I'm on. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I've been running from the car park.
Did you run from Leicester?
I might as well have done. I probably got here quicker.
Number 8.
Well, great to have you here, mate. Welcome. You've missed a couple of tries. Penalty advantage here then for Exeter, and a line break as well. Here we go. Nick Lilly into the 22, looking for an option. Exeter desperate for something to give themselves a foothold in this game. Sam Walker in at scrum half. Floated ball over the top is a cracker, and Sam Bryan gives chase.
Short! Good turnover. We're going to go back, guys. We're going to go back. 8 was offside. Eight offside.
So the M1's murder then, Freddie?
Yeah, it's not fun. I'm sick of those days. I left uni a while ago now, so I've not got to put up with that for much longer. But yeah, it got me tonight.
Oh, well, it's good to have you here, mate. Thanks for joining us. You missed a cracker to start with. Loughborough's got a few great tries. It's a third visit into the 22 for Exeter. And it was repeat penalties inside the 22 that cost them as they're looking to build some pressure here. Louis Gully in at hooker today, finds Oscar Beckerleg and tries to toss it off the top, and it's a good pickup on the bouncing ball. Durrell in at scrum half. Louis Gully takes it on, tries to go down Jacob Cusick's channel. Using the heavy artillery here, Tom Gully, the next to go. Now Durrell loves a short range carry. Runs into two men. And worryingly for Exeter, there's a player who stayed down there as James Boylan. The next to go, Ben Cohen lined up on the left-hand side, but instead Tom Gully has a snipe. Oh, and straight through the middle. Well, Preen's got underneath it. Is it down? Oh, outstanding. Chris Preen.
Brilliant defence.
You've had a busy few weeks.
I have had a busy few weeks. Just got back to a normal routine again. Had a couple of days back in Leicester, which has been fantastic. But yeah, been a busy man.
Yeah, in a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. I always enjoy going away, you know, camps. A great place to be, with some great lads there and great coaches. So yeah, I've had a whirl. Nice to see the boys beat Japan at the weekend too. So yeah, enjoying life back in Leicester now.
It's not a bad old spot, Leicester, is it? Not a bad old spot. We've
nice to be back here.
Got a little camera here, mate. Give everyone at home a wave. We've got a little break in play now because there is an injury. Let's talk about your time here then, because it's a little while ago now, but you still pop your face up now and then. You still know quite a few of the boys. I know that they think a great deal of you. So what was your time here like? Do you look back at it fondly?
Very fondly. It was strange driving back through Loughborough earlier. You know, it's very dear to me. I had fantastic memories here, playing out there with these lads, playing rugby and also studying and making some great friends along the way. So yeah, fantastic experience here.
Well, we really pulled out all the stops, mate. They put a highlights package together. There's some Leicester clips, some England clips, and a couple of Loughborough clips as well. One of you playing 13, mate, like you're cheating on fullback.
I think most of my BUCS caps were at 13, funnily enough, but I've not been there since, so that probably tells you how that went.
Now this doesn't look great. It's that Oscar Beckeleg down there. He's a big loss. Fantastic lock forward at this level. England under 18. Again, 6'7" giant. They don't grow on trees, do they? You've got a couple of monsters coming through at Leicester, though, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got some big lads. Ollie Chesham's brother, Lewis Chesham, is about 8 foot tall.
Well, he's bigger than Ollie, isn't he?
He is bigger than Ollie. Yeah, he's still got some growing to him as well, scarily. So he's going to be a big old lump.
Well, Oscar Beckeleg, he's another one who's been earmarked
Is he 18, you said?
No, he's in the England under 20s extended squad. Expect to see him in the Six Nations. Hopefully that's
lad.
not too bad, because we're getting to the stage of the season where those 20 squads are being put together, and it'd be great to see him and loads of BUCS Super Rugby lads involved. Here's one of them, Kane James. Fantastic talent. He's got that headband on because he has got one of the grossest cauliflower ears you have ever seen. It's horrendous. Oh, now Theo Mail has stayed down after that. I think he might have got a stinger as Exeter are putting some rugby together here. Great hands, the offload, fantastic.
Great defence in the corner as well.
And Loughborough hanging on a bit here. Exeter have responded well to going 2 scores down.
Hands up, offside.
And they've got a penalty advantage here.
Penalty.
So the chance.
There's a lot of space wide here if they can shift this ball.
Oh, he tried to place that there. Here's James.
Number 3, wasn't it?
Still the penalty advantage, and I think there could be a warning here for Mink Sharink, who was offside.
And they're over.
Try for Exeter. The pressure has told, and they are right back in it on the scoreboard. They're just desserts for an extended time inside the Loughborough 22. Some of that handling there, particularly the offloads over on the left-hand side. Great rugby.
Yeah, a lot of pressure built there from Exeter. Initially, brilliant defence from Loughborough, some big 2-man shots, kept them away, but you know, discipline cost them. I think gave away that free ball, and Exeter making them pay.
Loughborough 12, Exeter 5, halfway through the first half here. Just a reminder that we do stop and start our clock, but it's not linked in with the referee's watch, so there might be a little bit plus or minus at the end of the game, so it could get nervy as the scoreboard, as the end gets closer. Here's Cohen, trusty right boot, great strike.
Kick.
The extras added. 12-7.
I don't think respect the kicker exists at uni, does it?
No, and rightfully so.
But that's what it's all about, isn't it?
So do you get the week off this week in the Prem?
No, back in, straight back in Monday. We're off to Sale on Sunday, which is a exciting prospect. Not the nicest place to go, but looking forward to that.
You've said that on record. Sale's lovely. As Loughborough reclaim the restart, Chris Preen's underneath that. Chop tackle from James. Takes his legs from under him, and Jake Bowser carries that one on. Little snipe from Brian Looseball.
I'll be come now.
Picked up well. Theo Mail has made a miraculous recovery as well. The Bristol bit, another brilliant carry. This time Owain Evans. Meredith drilled into Gourlay. Gourlay tries to go round the outside, and that one's gone out on the full.
That's a good ball movement for Loughborough. Exeter trying to bring some line speed, but at the minute Loughborough just picking these one-on-ones, carrying hard and making some line breaks.
Let's take another look at this Exeter try then. It was all crude work from short range, wasn't it? First Tom Gully with the carry, and then a couple of big backsides in the way, so it's hard to see who gets the final touch. It was Kane James on the ball there. He was stopped short, and is that Tom Gully who's got another one? He has been in outrageous try-scoring form.
There's no better thing as a back. Let the big lads get to work, and you just clap and run in when they score the try.
Oh, apart from like December to February when it's really cold. Feels like it gets quite lonely at fullback.
It does sometimes, especially when it stops start in this weather. It's not so fun.
Get some pocket warmers in there.
I'm sure the physios might have some snuck away.
Say anything else, you're going to leave the field.
That's Mink Shrink. I was actually in first year with Mink. He lived opposite me. There's a fun fact. And he's put on a lot of size since I last saw him. Big lad.
He's had a varied career, Mink. It's great to have him in BUCS Super Rugby, including Dutch under-20s and schooled in South Africa. Final year now.
Look at the blue man.
Economics student. Yeah, big strong boy at tight head. Oh, and that's overthrown. Is that Eckersley dropping it on the toe? And getting a bounce as well.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, what a chase from Joe Plunkett. Superb. Front row forwards leading the kick chase. That's what puts smiles on coaches' faces. Now Preen, the next to go. Loves to carry from the centres. Evans. Theo Mail backs him up.
Tackle!
Exeter doing a good job at disrupting this. A lot of time in the tackle.
Yeah.
Pushing Loughborough back, just making this slightly more difficult for them to get some momentum.
Ball was lifted.
Oh, great hands. The centres linking up. Now Gourlay. Yeah, Kusik to Preen. Yeah, to start with in the game, Exeter were rushing up in the middle, but they were missing the tackles, which is allowing Loughborough to get in behind. They're stood tighter now, and they're making those shots. And that's what forced Meredith onto the boot.
Good take and good hit.
It's right up your street, that, isn't it?
It is. You won't hear many people praising that, but I will.
No, I love it. It's great to have you talking about the high balls. Sometimes we'll get a prop and they'll start talking about scrum technique. And then Locke's talking about line outs. It's great to get your insight.
I think we're going to get another one here by the looks of it. Exeter setting up another box kick.
Oh, he's not
gone very far. Now this could be anyone's. It's a cheap penalty to give away from Exeter. They'll be disappointed about that.
It's tough on the pack because other than running directly backwards, there's not a huge amount you can do, is there?
At times you've almost got to run sideways. I think, there you've just got to get out of the way as quickly as you can. Try and show the referee that you are making an effort to get out of the way, which Exeter clearly haven't done. And now Loughborough line out, 5-10 metres out. It's a real chance.
Start of the season with the change to what was known as the DuPont law. How much training did you guys do on it?
Yeah, it changes week to week. I think some teams, I think Bath in particular, they used to use that law quite a bit. So it did change roles a bit in the backfield. It changes the dynamic of it. But I think it's a good step getting rid of that one. It didn't make the game more exciting, which I think is what we should be trying to do with these new laws.
Here come Loughborough into the 22. They've won another penalty. I've got another question to ask you about that later, but we better concentrate on this because we are in the red zone.
Number 11 from the side.
Great to hear the fans in full voice as well. I came from the car park. I could hear it from a mile away.
So good. 2,000 here. And they've all paid a couple of quid as well because it's the Oddballs Foundation game as well. So all that money will be going to a good cause.
Fantastic.
Got your Oddballs on?
I'll check now. I do.
Oh, yes.
I do.
Oh, great.
As if it was planned.
Just a man of the people.
The cars are looking funky outside as well.
Yeah, they are. They are. The players ran through a couple of
I don't want to get into dialogue. You're not captain. Okay.
branded motors.
When I'm watching Ted, I then say to stop talking.
Bit of time to get some air in the lungs now.
Please don't do that.
Which I think the players will be grateful for.
Well, that's 2 warnings now for Mink Shrink. The referee's had a chat to him again, and it'd be a shame to get yourself in the referee's bad books when the team have worked so hard to get into this part of the field.
Exactly that, and losing, a man would kill some momentum here. So, hopefully, losing a man now would sort of pass momentum back over to Exeter, particularly with the score where it is. Let's hope he stays on the field and keeps Loughborough in that position.
Just hold him, son. I'm not.
We're 26 minutes into this game. We've not had a scrum yet.
We haven't. I'm not the most knowledgeable man on scrum, so that's probably not a bad thing. In my mind, whoever goes forward should get the penalty, and that's as simple as it is for me.
Owain Evans takes it again. Loughborough have had one more try already. It was Eckersley on the end of it that time.
Down by Loughborough first.
Gourlay thought that they'd scored, but still work to be done. And Exeter have turned it over. For the second time, they've denied Loughborough from them all. And that defence is keeping them in the game. It stays 12-7.
That's a huge win for Exeter, that. If this goes to a 2-score game, kills their momentum, makes it slightly more difficult to get back into it, but that will be massive for their morale.
Have you heard of the curse of the commentator? First scrum, bang. So what I wanted to ask you was the change in law with regards to the kick chase and the escorting, and it just means that you're going to get melted more, doesn't it, really?
In the long and short of it, yeah, basically it means we're going to get hit more often in the air, which, you know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it brings the excitement back to that aerial contest, which we probably haven't seen recently. So, yeah, I think it's a good change.
Oh, that's good news. It gets the golden seal.
Certainly does.
So the first scrum of the game, it's Miller, Gully and Gully for Exeter. It's Murphy, Plunkett and Sharink for Loughborough. And that is a messy old scrum. And the ball has just about come out on Exeter's side.
Back foot, nothing silly.
Need to make sure they exit cleanly here.
Back foot.
Going to be a difficult kick on this angle, but he's got to try and get as far as he can. I think he's done a good job from there, actually.
What does a good exit look like from there? Where do you, like, obviously in a perfect world you're on the halfway line, but you're never going to get there from your own goal line. Where ideally do you want to be?
I think they're Exeter, their primary focus will be getting that ball off the field. You know, they've just had a scrum, a lot of fatigue in the legs. For them, they just want to create another break in play, get themselves out, they can recompose themselves for this set.
Combative when I'm just having a conversation with them. Okay, I don't have to penalise them, but I will happily penalise them. It's the 9 there who's not in the spirit of the game shouting at their 9. I will penalise them next time and have a word to players, and I'll penalise the next level player who I think it is. Stay there. I'll let you know what the numbers are in a second. Stay there, guys. They're having a word. Time's off, mate.
So it sounds like there's a bit of
numbers.
To and fro between the 9s there.
6.
Not like 9s to get Gorby.
Well, if there was one position on the pitch it would be those, wouldn't it?
So Loughborough ball inside the 22. They've been fairly clinical so far. A lot of that line-up ball has gone to Evans as well. Here's Kusick. Steps back inside. And Dorrell doing well to slow that ball down.
That's a great carry again.
Sharink. It's a good carry from him.
Release!
But again, Exeter just doing well to slow him down. Preen in at first receiver, tips to Theo Mail. Great line, great try, and it's a third of the night for Loughborough.
Great bit of skill with the tip. Fantastic line, hits the ball with real pace, nice and square. And he's got an easy running under the post. Fantastic bit of skill there.
Well, we see so much of Chris Preen taking the crash ball. Exeter will know that. So when he tips it on, it asks a different question.
Exactly. They've probably watched clips of him all week, up the guts. And then it's that bit of skill that he's worked on. Beat the defender, tip it on, and they're away.
So Theo Mail's one of those players who's involved with the club. He's with Bristol Bears. He's been away playing in the Prem Cup. How important is it for players like him, as well as BUCS Super Rugby, to get that kind of Prem Cup experience too?
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, Prem Cup is for a lot of boys, you know, their first experience of men's rugby. I'm a massive fan of BUCS. I think the speed the game's played at here, it's intense, it's physical. It's probably as close, you know, as you can get to proper men's rugby. So I think it's great experience for these lads, particularly when they get opportunities with the Prem Cup, and it will help them massively on their rugby journey.
And it's Mail who's taken the restart as well. He's straight back into the action.
Straight back into it. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's a good player, very, very highly regarded. He's involved as an England under-18 and he's kicked on from there.
No, yeah. No, don't play the ball. Take him back.
As we approach half an hour, Loughborough 19, the one conversion been missed from Morgan Meredith.
Ball's out.
Again, they're testing Walker.
Oh, it's a great tap back.
That was Finn Doyle beating Walker to it, and that kick to compete's forced a couple of errors on that side, and they can go again. Oh, through Kuzik. Beautiful ball out there to Bracken. Bracken will stretch his legs. Riddle, really good chase on the Exeter 14. But Loughborough back into the Exeter 22, searching for the bonus point after just half an hour. Bryan has a snipe. Jack Bracken's in. It is a bonus point. Bracken finishes the job. Loughborough going end to end. And Exeter left scratching their heads.
Well, it all starts from that box kick. Brilliant tap back in the air. And the thing with this new rule is that you've got to be alive to these crumbs. So there's a lot of spilt balls. The Loughborough player reacts quickest. Ball shifted straight to the edge. The Exeter defensive line hasn't got enough time to be organised, and they make them pay.
Well, these are the final moments. Gourlay was there driving the legs, 3 tacklers, and Sam Bryan executes the 2-on-1, and Jack Bracken, he's a try machine.
He is. He looked quick down that far side. The Exeter player did brilliantly to bring him down, but he gets another chance straight after, and he scores.
Well, Burnsy was talking about it in the build-up that you didn't turn up for, but he was saying that so Joe went out to South Africa to do the England Under-20s World Championship that Jack Bracken went to as an under-18, scored a hat-trick on his debut for England, and then came to Loughborough, and you know, similar to Exeter, in fact, you've got the National 2 programme that runs alongside the BUCS Super Rugby programme, scored with his first touch in Nat 2, and then scored a hat-trick on his Nat 2 debut to finish it all off, scored on his BUCS Super Rugby debut as that kick just goes wide. I saw him for Saracens under-18s last year in their big derby against Harlequins. He's got a hat-trick in that game, all from inside his own half. He just loves scoring meat pies on big occasions.
Well, that sounds like an unbelievable record.
Yeah.
So no pressure, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got on the end of a good one here. And of course, Charlie, who's involved with Saracens, his brother, he is a student at Loughborough, but he's full-time with Saracens now, but he played in the final a couple of years ago. And he's very well regarded in these quarters.
Yeah, young scrum half, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good little player, and by the sounds of it, his brother's following. Oh, I see another one back for Loughborough. They're really taking control of X to get the crumbs. Knock on.
There's a few coming through, isn't there? So there's him at Saracens. There's Lucas Friday at Harlequins, who looks very, very good. Have you got any at Leicester? Saying that Jack's
Who's my
young,
one
isn't he?
to look out for? We've got a young winger, Mali Satala, who looks exciting. He's got that sort of flair to him, that big goose step, that big jump step. So I think he'll be delivering soon. Hopefully we get to see a bit of him.
How old are you now?
I am 23.
It feels like you've been around forever. You're starting to feel like the older statesman, all these sort of 19, 20-year-olds.
I do a little bit. Coming back has made me feel slightly older than I wanted to be. It seems like yesterday I left uni.
Well, I was a fresher here 21 years ago, mate, so you were probably still in nappies.
It's going quick. It's going quick.
Quick reset. Let's go. Tempo.
Well, this has been very impressive from Loughborough so far, but I think Exeter will take solace in the fact that Loughborough flew out to big leads against Hartpury and against Bath, the other two teams who've really got their eyes on the prize in BUCS Super Rugby, and they were almost able to reel them in the second half. So I think Exeter will be looking to finish this half strong. This game is far from over.
Absolutely. I think Exeter now, I wanted to be finished this half strongly, make sure that the game's still in reach going out for this second half. This is definitely far from over.
But Loughborough look dangerous every time they're on the ball, and that centre partnership free in the hands again. Meredith can present it. Eckersley in at scrum half, and Preen ships it on quickly to Gourlay. Gourlay feeds Bracken. Bracken beats the man, and another. Jack Bracken offloads to Sam Bryan. Bryan's in for his second.
Oh my word.
2 tries for Bryan, 2 assisted by Bracken. And Loughborough have hit the gas and they're disappearing out of sight.
Just as you were saying about Jack Bracken, he delivers another brilliant bit of rugby. Beats one defender, goes down, finds the offload, and then it's a great finish in the corner. Wow.
Yeah, perfect. Boys.
Well, they're unplayable.
It looks like it, just as we were saying, the game was still in reach. You know, you're now looking at it and you think this is going to be an uphill climb for Exeter. That's a brilliant bit of rugby, and they've gone the length of the pitch twice now from positions where you wouldn't expect it. Some great rugby on show.
That link up the left-hand side where the centres will find a way to get the ball to Gourlay, who always seems to make the right decision.
Yeah, he's brilliant, Gourlay. Good under pressure, makes the right decision. That's what you need in a fullback. He's done a great job there, and Loughborough now reaping the rewards.
Well, that's 5 tries, and this will make it 3 conversions if Meredith is successful. Fades that one in, off the left post. Loughborough 31, Exeter 7.
They've just been clinical. You know, they've played smart at the right times. They're putting the ball up, creating contests, and then as soon as they have an opportunity to strike on these edges, they're having some accurate ball movement, finding the space, and when you've got the likes of Jack Bracken on the edge, that's only one thing that's going to happen.
That's palmed backwards, and that's a difference as well at the moment, isn't it? Loughborough, when they're not gathering these balls, they seem to be dropping into African Violet hands, whereas when Exeter aren't, they're coughing it up, and those little margins can make big differences.
Yeah, it's a big swing of momentum. You know, the fight for these crumbs. Loughborough winning this at the minute, and it will be frustrating Exeter. You know, they're going to want the ball in Loughborough's half. Slightly longer kick this time.
Yeah, and Walker has a little bit more time to make a good decision. He's got a trusty left boot. Brian underneath it.
Yeah, it's high.
You can just see there the attitude. Instead of taking the mark, always looking for space.
Number.
Trying to take the Exeter defence on.
It was just a penalty.
Onkongi with a penalty advantage for the high tackle.
High tackle, 9.
So you talk about the mark there.
On 9.
Does your attitude towards that change based on who you're playing?
2 minutes.
Not too much. I think the challenge is when the ball's in the air is to try and as quickly as possible see what's in front of you, which is difficult because you're trying to look up and forwards at the same time, but it's usually the blokes around you, the blokes next to you that can give you that information. So I'm sure there, you know, he's having chat from his inside. Spaces there, don't mark, take the meters.
And they've earned the penalty as our clock ticks towards 38 minutes, 31-7.
It's been some brilliant rugby on show from Loughborough. They really have taken their chances. Caught Exeter sleeping a few times. And like we say, this is going to be an uphill climb from here, but there's a team that can do it. It'll be these lads.
Eckersley feeds Brian, and Loughborough thinking about going again. This time Bracken drops it on the toe. Oh, he's gathered his own kick. Outstanding.
15.
And the offload doesn't go to hand, but it's fizzed out by Brian to Eckersley.
15's in front of the kicker. He was offside.
Oh, that's unlucky. It's again. It's that man again, Jack Bracken.
Yeah.
A fantastic bit of skill.
15
You know, to
offside.
execute a chip and chase at that speed is difficult.
15.
And he's gone again, regathered, tried the offload, which hasn't gone to hand.
15 in front of the kicker.
But again, a bit of ill-discipline, just costing Loughborough here, and we'll give Exeter a chance before the half.
Well, there is a chance here, and it could well be the last chance they have to get some points on the board. And another score here, they'll obviously be thinking about the win, but if they get one here, they're thinking, right, 2 tries, bonus point. We're not empty-handed.
Exactly that, and just going into half-time, exactly what they want. Going into those sheds on the back of a try, it will give them that extra momentum, give them a bit of belief.
It's a good line-out ball. Got Alfie Bell. He's their only out-and-out lock on the pitch now, with Beckerleg leaving.
Defended once.
So Freddie Skinner.
Yes.
He's got Campbell Riedel there, offering himself as an inside line, but they miss him out. Trying to stretch Loughborough early.
Yes.
But it's not the speed of ball they'd have wanted. So they opt for the big men, Louis Gully.
Release away.
See Loughborough not committing anyone to any of these breakdowns, just giving them extra men on feet so they can set their defensive line.
No leave.
And waiting for the right time to strike as they do there. But it's gone the other way.
Number 4, I think.
Bell.
Advantage 4, always off feet.
So Owen Evans has given away the penalty. What can Cohen do? Inside ball, Nick Lilly. Lilly for the line.
Oh,
he has been melted by Mail.
Yeah. Stop, Ian. I think if it wasn't for the high tackle by 8, that's a probable try. There's going to be a penalty try. Number 8, yellow card.
Well, we're just talking
It's a
about
high
how this
tackle,
momentum can change.
And, it's a
And not only are they going to come away with a try, they're
Number
also going to
8.
have Loughborough down to 14 men. So this is a massive swing in Exeter's favour. And that's going to give them some real belief for this second half.
Let's have a look at this then.
Half
Mail
time.
comes in. Well, chest on shoulder. He might feel a bit hard done by there.
It's a tough one, that. It's hard to tell without slow motion, but you may have clipped a bit of head on head. But from where we are, it looked like chest on shoulder. He'll be unlucky with that one.
But the referee was in a great position. He made the decision. And at half-time, it's 31-14. And interestingly, as soon as the half-time whistle went, Exeter sprinted for the sheds. They are going to look to build on this. They've been under the pump here for most of the half, but they are right back in it. Loughborough with a bonus point in the bag. 40 minutes gone. It is 31-14. Let's take another look at this. Mail comes across.
Oh, yeah, we just see some head contact there. Not much.
Well, if it's head contact, is he lucky it's not a red?
You're probably right, particularly with where it is on the field. Not much mitigation with any body height dropping. It's a difficult decision, that, for the ref, particularly with no TMO and replays.
Huge credit to our referee, Alan Chandachus. He made the decision quickly. He stuck by his decision. And the decision is penalty try. Theo Mail in the bin. And Exeter with a big 10 minutes after half-time. Let's take a look at some of the highlights then. You, of course, Freddie, are seeing these first couple of tries for the first time. This one was from the maul. It was the third penalty in a row Exeter had conceded. Dan Eckersley just doing the business there. I won't ask you to comment too much on that one.
I won't be able to give too much of an insight.
But I think you'll like this one. So this is Eckersley with the carry, and this is this link up out to the left-hand side that we've seen.
That's a lovely offload again. Great hands, and it's that man, isn't it?
And a decent ball inside as well.
They've scored, there's that 3 tries I think they've scored from inside their own half, so they've been, you know, brilliant at creating these opportunities and then very good at executing them as well.
So this was Mail off that tip from Chris Preen.
It's a great line, and great speed as well when he comes through the line. You know, it's not an easy finish, that, and for a big number 8, he's done very well to get around the last defender and score.
And we're seeing the final phases here, but this was all built from another sweeping move. It was Jack Bracken getting his flowers on this occasion. He's had a good half.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. A couple of brilliant bits of magic with some offloads, some great feet, some great kicking. He looks like a strong, balanced runner, and as a defender, it's really difficult to come up against when he's got kicks, he's got feet, he's got speed.
Well, that was the score for Loughborough when we thought they were disappearing out of sight. There was the penalty try at the half, and that is what leaves us. It is Loughborough 31, Exeter 14. We'll be back with the second half.
Stop what you're doing this second, because when the stream starts on a Wednesday, life stops. It is the best league in the land. BUCS Super Rugby coming to you, double trouble style from the home of double Gloucester. We've got Hartbury and Cardiff Met, both men and women, doing battle at the historic King's Home tonight.
It is the first of our double-header. It is Hartbury versus Cardiff Met, the champions and the challengers, the Battle of the Bridge, as George Brock so brilliantly named it. BUCS Super Rugby is underway at King's Home. The ball in those wider channels, but brilliant turnover. Outstanding from Hartbury. A little nudge in behind from Marshall, sends Lane back. Charlie Maymans hunts her down. To the 22 she goes. Lucy Isaac over it, but she's off her feet, so Marshall goes again. It's another good carry, and Hartbury just edging over the game line every time they're on the ball. Charlie Maymans Oh, that could have gone, perhaps should have gone, but Webster checks herself. Marshall again, Charlie May Mans, a bit of pace, a bit of space, and the first try of the match. Abby Pritchard can't stop scoring when the cameras are on. Could be numbers here. Scott, that's a beautiful ball. Aspinall goes around the outside, hits the burners. Great try, great finish, and Hartbury are singing at Kingshope. Oh, good carry from Picton Powell, who accelerates away. Savannah Picton Powell. What a try! Strength and speed. And Cardiff Met are on the board. Wrestle that ball from her. Dale at the short side, great strength by Dale. Can she ground it? No! Yes, at the second time. Oh, Sarah Singleton, so close, but so far. And it's Amy Dale's strength that gets the first points of the second half. Great field position now for Hartbury. 4 tries is a bonus point. Charlie May Mans offloads. Hands should do it here for Hartbury. And in they go. That is the bonus point. Again, it's great hands. Lockwood, options both ways. Goes up the short side. Constable! Oh, a dummy, a shimmy, and a try from Liv Constable. And that is the full-time whistle. A much improved Cardiff Met. Still no match for Hartbury. Plenty of live streams to come up. Next, we are over the border for Cardiff versus Hartpury in Women's BUCS Super Rugby. And then we have got the clash, the double-header. Cardiff Met versus Cardiff, live from the Arms Park, the men's game and the women's game. And then, if you fancy coming down, the Christmas Party 2. It is going to be a big one in the Welsh capital. Ever had a night out in Cardiff, Fred?
Unfortunately not.
Have you not?
I have not, no. I've always wanted to. I've heard great things about it, but haven't had a reason to go there yet, but it's definitely on the list.
Well, annoyingly for you, they're not in the Champions Cup at the moment, so you're not likely to draw. Who have you got in the Champions Cup this year?
We've got a tasty group. I remember when the draw was being made, I was with Slady, and we were in a room together, and we said, please not that group, please not that group, and we both came out in that group. We've got Bordeaux, we've got the Hollywood Bet Sharks from South Africa.
Away or home?
Home, unfortunately, because I'd have loved to have made the trip out there. We've got Bordeaux away in 2 weeks. We've got Ulster at home, which is
good fixture.
Good fixture, going to be a challenge. And then the last one is another French team, and it's Toulouse away.
Oh, God.
Which will be a great challenge for us. There's 2 ways to look at that one, but I think the boys are very excited, you know, to go up against the likes of DuPont. And
you've not. Have you played at Toulouse?
Never.
I went there as just a rugby fan last year, and it was amazing.
It does look incredible, and that's definitely a bucket list atmosphere.
Yes. Those DuPont box kicks, though, mate, that'll be a challenge.
Something to look forward to. Yeah, both feet, any direction. Yeah, it'll keep me on my toes, I'm sure.
What about this game then? For those of you that are just tuning in, it's Loughborough 31, Exeter 14. Loughborough down to 14 with Theo Mael in the bin just as the half-time whistle went. If you're Exeter now, you're chasing this game, you've got a man advantage. What are your non-negotiables for this yellow card period?
Discipline, I think, is first and foremost. You don't want to give Loughborough that easy into the game, particularly when they've got a man off the field. You know, you want to really make them pay in this next period. So that's the first thing they've got to sort out. Not give any unforced errors, not give Loughborough anything, and try and make the most of this 14 men.
Meredith starts the second half. BUCS Super Rugby with a 3-try lead for the home team. Well, that was your thoughts on Exeter's tactics. What about Loughborough's? Do you think they play the same way?
I think they do. I think you know, it's been working for them. They've lost a man, obviously. They'll have to play slightly smarter, maybe kick a bit longer and try and pin Exeter back in their half and make them play. But like I said, same on this side of the coin as well. Nothing silly, no ill discipline. Don't give Exeter that in. Just try and take as much time and momentum out of the game as they can in this next 10 minutes.
Well, in Theo Mael, you're not just missing a ball carrier, you're missing a line-out option as well. Just casting my eye out on the pitch. Exeter have made a change in the front row. So Jamie Miller has come off, the Harlequins Academy prop. He's been replaced by Josh Mann, an England under-18. In fact, he played in the same England under-18s team as Jack Bracken. And he's been named in the England under-20s elite squad as well. So fingers crossed he's one of the BUCS Super Rugby boys who gets the nod for the Six Nations that starts in February. England defending champions, of course. Little nudge in behind, well taken. High tackle, that was Gourlay.
Again, that would be exactly what Loughborough do not want. You know, they don't want to give something silly away like they just have, and this now gives Exeter an opportunity to pump this ball downfield and have a set piece in Loughborough's half.
So when you were here, you played a bit of BUCS. Was Loughborough in National 1 back then as well, or were you in Nat 2?
Nat 2. Didn't play in Nat 2, just played BUCS. A couple of games. I've some fond memories of some games and not so fond memories of others. I think Cardiff Met away was a tough one. If they had the tunnel back then.
Oh,
when
yes.
you run on.
It was long as well, wasn't it?
Long tunnel, yeah.
Here is Kane James. Family from West Wales, but he's been involved with England, as has Ben Cohen, who takes that on.
First man,
what a turnover.
Great turnover, Dan Eckersley.
He puts himself about, doesn't he? It's a little nudge into space, but slightly overcooked, and Walker opts against calling for the mark. Meredith chases back. It's a good chase as well. He's going to give chase to this as well, Meredith. He's not quite going to get there, but he is going to make the tackle.
Release on the body!
Well, this is where Exeter have to make the decision. They can stick with this kick game, or they can try and play out, which they are doing now.
Well, you use Lucas Dorrell. The captain will try and drive them forward.
Back.
Well, they've got some serious ball carriers, and Josh McAndrew, who's come on, is one of them. Reece Malone, I think his ears are still ringing from that collision in the BUCS Super Rugby final. Oh, that's knocked on, and that's Josh Mann. But Loughborough offside, and that's 2 penalties already in this second half.
Yeah, they're just giving extra bit of an in into this game now. That's 2 penalties back to back. Again, giving Exeter an opportunity to get right in this corner and go to their set piece, particularly with this man advantage at the line out. They'll be looking to get a maul and try and get this ball over.
So in fact, Exeter have changed the entire front row. Miller, Gully off. Josh McAndrew, the England student, hooker on. You've got Bryce Stockton, who's a first-year tight head. We're in number 18. He's been playing in National 2 at the start of the season, getting his opportunity in BUCS Super Rugby today.
Yeah, I think those leagues, National 1, National 2, for these young props, you know, it's a brilliant opportunity for them because they get to scrummage against men. And not from past experience, but, you know, guys who I play with, you know, they always say, you know, that's where you learn lots of things. So that'll be a good experience for him.
It's a little messy.
If you kick it off too hard, it'll come back on.
I think we had a loose ball on the pitch there. Somewhere, potentially from one of the Loughborough fans.
Just looking at how high they got Lucas Durrell up there. They've gone for the same man again. He's a good line-out operator.
Yeah,
is Durrell.
Surprised they've come off the maul here. I thought they might try and stick a maul into them with a man up, but they've peeled off now and gone to phase.
That's McAndrew. And
Rock, no!
Loughborough will be pleased that they've chopped him down at source. If he gets up ahead of steam, he means business. Here's Durrell. Another one who gets great go forward here for the visitors. McAndrew. Great ball over the top. One more pass could do it. They might not need it. They don't need it. Seb Driscoll over for Exeter. 2 scores in a row. And 31-19. Looks like we've got a game on our hands.
We certainly do, and that will be exactly the way Exeter will have wanted to come out and start this second half. Straight under the post with a try. Really tightening this game up, and they've got an opportunity to put their foot down here. You know, we've still got a bit of time with the Loughborough man in the bin, and it's great execution there from the lads in green, and they're back in this game.
Okay, we didn't really see that aggression from the forwards, the carriers in the first half, did we?
Yeah, it looks like they've come out with a bit more oomph, Exeter, and that's what that try at the back end of the half would have given them. And Loughborough losing the man, you know, it gives you that extra 5%, and you can see that in the way Exeter are attacking and carrying the ball back.
And a good conversion as well. 10-point game, 31-21.
Brilliant start to the half from Exeter. Loughborough need to try and switch this penalty count now. They've given away 2 silly ones there, so big defensive set for them coming up.
We are going to see the replay again. Dan Eckersley gets absolutely sent to the shops by Seb Driscoll. Just a little ghost off the left foot. And you know when all of the fight just drains out of you and you go, oh.
I've certainly been there. I was there about 2 weeks ago against Cheslin Colby.
Oh, he's all right though, isn't he, that Cheslin Colby?
He's all right, yeah.
So clean exit required here from Exeter. Kane James gets his head down, tackled by Sharink. No changes for Loughborough yet.
Use it now!
In fact, it's wholesale changes for Exeter because this is Will Smears on as well.
Play on, not back, play on!
And Cian Gentry. Exeter have just emptied the bench, they've thrown caution to the wind, and they've said go and get something out of this game.
Yeah, and they've come away with that ball back from the contest. And just as I was about to say, they had a lot of men over. They've been penalised.
Penalties in this game are just killers, aren't they? You're going forward, all of a sudden there's a neck roll. Loughborough are thinking, don't do anything silly in the second half. They give away 2 penalties, and Exeter have just completely let them off.
Yeah, it's a hard one to coach because sometimes, you know, you give away a penalty by trying to do the right thing. And either your technique costs you or your decision-making costs you, but it can swing the game so quickly. It's such an important facet, and Loughborough will be pleased with that.
I just keep the game moving. I know it's not you, just something forward. Yeah.
Just so you know, you're picking the man of the match tonight. Not for a little while yet. We'll get it about 75, 76 minutes, about 70 minutes. We'll get some runners and riders. We'll get the nominees, and then we'll do the grand reveal.
I've got a few in mind already, but we've got a lot of rugby to go yet, so a lot can change.
Boy, oh boy, have we.
Small.
Owain Evans, the man at the line-out. He's been pretty much flawless tonight, the captain.
Sideways, 9. 5
Sam Bryan. Meredith. Oh, Preen goes in backwards and he's dealt with well by Woody Pugh. Plunkett's turn. Big man for a hooker, Joe Plunkett. Stands at about 6'4". And Conge sneaks over the gain line. Meredith back the other way. Oh, lovely feet. Gets past the first tackler.
Ball's available.
Loughborough need a scrum half. And there he is, Bryan. Again, they go back the other way. Durrell's going to compete for this, and he's got it. Lucas Durrell turns it over for Exeter. Big win for them.
Yeah, again, Loughborough will be kicking themselves. You know, they managed to play a few phases there, took a bit of time out the clock. But again, it's a brilliant bit of skill over the ball from Exeter, and they were rewarded with a penalty.
It's a long way down for you at 6 foot whatever you are. How do you feel about the jackal?
I think I've tried it about twice in my career and been melted both times. So, yeah, I try and let the other lads do that. I stay away from that.
There are a few things in rugby where you can take the easy way out, but getting over the ball is not one of those things, is it?
No, especially if you've got a big lad charging at you, trying to kill you. So, yeah.
Well, you play with one of the best in the game in Tommy, don't you? He is
He's
quite remarkable.
And having done it yourself and trying it, you realise just how good he is. It's such a difficult skill. Bravery, technique, all that stuff, and he is fantastic.
Game values. No. Game values. They're goading the opposition. We spoke over there about that.
Well, that is a decision that has been reversed because Sam Bryan
time's off. We spoke about that.
Has talked his way into the referee's bad books.
Both sides. No, they're quiet at this point.
Yeah, it sounds like. I'll have a listen here.
Yeah, they've said nothing, and I've warned you twice.
I think Owain Evans has said that they're saying stuff too. It's just quieter.
Often when someone says something, there's often something they said before or after.
Can you imagine them just whispering, "You rubbish, you rubbish, Loughborough."
Again, though, that's just a silly one to give away. You know, I think the occasion probably slightly affected that. You know, you got the fans getting behind the players, rousing the players up.
Time's on.
But it's particularly frustrating now for Sam Bryan and Loughborough because they had the put-in at the scrum. It was a great attacking position.
Exactly that. And now Exeter have got a line-up just outside the 22.
What an opportunity they've got as well here, Exeter.
Advantage, number 1.
And a penalty advantage. Oren Murphy's offside. And Exeter can go to town. They're looking for 3 unanswered scores to get back within a score. They worked it from 31-7 to 31-21. Now they're back in the Loughborough 22.
Advantage.
Alfie Bell with an advantage.
Back 1 from the side.
Now what do you do here if you're Exeter? Because you're 2 scores down, a penalty brings it to within 7, or are you going searching for more?
I'm just doing the maths now. I think with the man off the field, you're looking to stick this in the corner. Get the big work done now, and then you give yourself an opportunity to get 3 once they're back to a full asset.
Hey. Yeah, I would, yeah. Number 1 from the side.
This is a big moment in the game now. Exeter opted for the corner. Big decision. They need to come away with something here.
What a chance they've got. 6 metres out. 51 minutes on the clock. Josh McAndrew finds his man. That man is Alfie Bell. Huge effort coming in here from Exeter.
Done by Exeter. It's done by Green. No. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah.
That's Will Smears assessing his options. It's a big shot coming in, and Seb Driscoll takes it down. Theo Mayles back on the pitch, so Loughborough back up to 15 as Kane James is chopped. And this feels like a big period of play here.
The Suriname number 3. No bend at the waist.
And Loughborough have conceded another penalty. That ball's gone forward. But I think we're getting to the point here where the referee might have to dish out another warning. This penalty count mounting up.
It's a high tackle by 3.
I was just thinking the same thing. That's 5 now they're giving away in the space of 7 or 8 minutes. And it's going to cost them. I think the referee has just gone over to have a chat now and warn that if there's any more, they'll be losing another man, which is going to be costly for them.
So 3 high tackle.
And also worth noting that it's props that are giving away penalties as well. And if it's Oren Murphy or Mink Sharink that gets sent to the bin, you have to make another change. Then you start to think about being down to 13, defending scrums, as Ben Cohen just builds the score. 3 more points. It's a 7-point game. And from Loughborough disappearing out of sight, they're now looking in the rearview mirror.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision from Exeter. They went to the corner, they tried to get the 7, but they win another penalty in front of the sticks and they take the 3.
Substitution. 1 second. Good. That's alright. That's fine. Let's go.
So fresh legs being brought on for Loughborough. Seb Smith has come on for Joe Plunkett at hooker, and that's a great take there by Durrell. Loughborough appealing for the turnover again, but not getting any love is Kane James, who has not stopped since he came on early for Oscar Beckerleg.
Not yet.
It's a brilliant carry, and Loughborough frustrated because when the ball's that deep in the Exeter half, they just want to make that as difficult as possible for them to exit, but they've allowed him to carry at 7-8 metres there, and it just gives Exeter that easy way out.
And Exeter looking to drive Loughborough towards this touchline. Well, they had it all their own way in the first half, Loughborough, and they have not had a sniff in this second half until now. What an opportunity here for Sam Bryan to go in for his hat-trick. Just what the doctor ordered for the African Violet. The pressure relieved. 36-24, a hat-trick for Sam Bryan. And a real blow for Exeter.
Just as they were starting to get control back in this game, Loughborough take the opportunity and come away with 7. That's going to be a killer for Exeter. You know, they've just fought their way back, couple of tries in a row, few penalties in their favour, and now it just slips away, and it's out of nothing as well. Brilliant bit of awareness from Dan Eckersley there, and great speed to finish off.
Oh, it's just one missed tackle, isn't it? That leg drive, brutal strength.
Yeah, he stayed in that. And it's easy when you're ball carrying to just give those legs away, but he's fought hard there, he's stayed on his feet, he's had the awareness to look for support, and it's a simple 2-on-1 and they go away with a try.
36-24.
Important kicks these now, you're getting to the point with a close game, you know, every 2 points matters.
Meredith.
It's a great strike.
38-24.
And that is exactly what you want from your fly half in those pressure situations. Cool as ice, straight through the middle.
And to have the trust in the 10 as well. I mean, you've played with a few reliable ones over the years, haven't you?
Yeah, I think Andre Pollard has got to be one of the best at it, you know. Every time he puts the ball on that tee, you just know it's going through the uprights.
He is certainly in the conversation of the greatest of all time in terms of clutch goal kickers, isn't he?
Absolutely. I think in general, you know, he's won 2 World Cups. He's had a massive part to play in both. Just the calmness that he operates with on the pitch, for everyone around him, it puts you at ease. You know, he's an incredible player.
Well, Exeter, they're not done yet. They are 14 points down. They need 2 converted tries, but they just need 1 more try to get that bonus point. So even if they do fall to defeat, it just softens the blow. That's McAndrew, explosive in the contact zone. Cohen, kick to compete. Oh, really good take.
Great take. Brilliant take, particularly with the contest. Got his arms high and watched that ball all the way in.
Nkonge.
No hands. Yes.
Exeter called off that. Again, Meredith. He's going to chip that into space. Durrell's back there. And lovely pick up. Really good hands. And Exeter, there's a freedom about the way they're playing in this second half, but it's run them into trouble. Turnover from Jake Bowser.
second row. It's not often you see the big lads over the ball. That's a brilliant, brilliant turnover to win.
Yeah, just talking, it's a long way down, isn't it?
It is, and he's a tall lad, but he stayed strong. Held on to it.
There are a few freaks. I mean, I know he was a back row more than a second row later in his career, but Courtney Lawes over the ball, he was bonkers good.
Defied gravity, really, being that tall. No, he's one of the best at it.
And here's Seb Smith then. Well, that's overthrown. What a take. One-handed. Thank you very much.
Prop as well. That's a brilliant bit of skill.
Bryce the baller.
You'll be happy with that.
He is a legit fresher as well. So 18-19. He is a big, strong unit. So that's taken by Finn Doyle. Doyle finds Gourlay. Gourlay to Nkonge. Loughborough not scared to handle the ball in their own half.
Yeah, they've kept the ball alive brilliantly. You know, it's high risk, this stuff, but when it pays off, it can put you in some really good positions, and they've been fantastic at picking the right times to do it and been really accurate with that skill.
It's led to some spectacular tries, and Sam Bryant has been on the end of 3 of them.
It's just getting into this stage of the game now. It's a little bit cagey. Both teams not too keen to play from deep, and that's why we're seeing a lot of kicking now.
Give us an idea of what it's like as an away full-back winger, back 3 player, dealing with those high balls. When you've got a crowd, I mean, the crowds you play in front of are bigger, but probably a little bit less poisonous than what these Exeter boys are up against when they're trying to take these high kicks out here tonight.
I was just about to say that. There might not be as many fans tonight, but I'm telling you, some of the stuff that will be said, and it's probably more high pressure than you'd have dealing with bigger crowds. But you know, when the ball's up there, you just try and forget about all of that stuff, not worry about who's around, the noise, anything. You know, your whole focus is all on that ball.
Might have been knocked on there off green, but referee happy enough that Oren Murphy can take it down. See big Seb Driscoll there, wearing number 8, former Wales under-20. Big, big frame on that man.
We're doing a good job here. They're just playing minimal phase in their half, trying to force a mistake on Exeter. Kicking long, and when you're chasing a game and you're constantly having to play from deep, it makes it really difficult.
It's the first time we've really seen the kicking battle. As Gourlay is going to have a little dart here. Likes what he sees, and that's Jake Bowser out there on the edge. Can he find an offload? No. Yeah, serves you right for trying to take a breather out there on the flank. If you're a lock, you might end up with the ball in your hands.
Well, just as we were seeing a few kicks and this kick battle start to go, Elliot Gourlay finds some space.
This might be trouble. No, dotted down.
And as forwards, sometimes you tend to see some guys switching off. They just expect this kick tennis. And Elliot Gourlay does a brilliant job of finding some space, and he catches them unawares.
Tell us about goal line dropout tactics. What are they?
Let's go, come Ben.
It depends what the state of the game is. I think with Exeter now, you know, they need to get this ball back because they've still got 2 tries to score, so they would probably be looking to be a bit shorter and more contestable. Just as I say that, they kick slightly longer.
Well,
but having them been in the lead, they'd have just been trying to kick that ball as far as possible, get it as far away from their try line.
Gourlay takes it back into the 22, Shrink into Bryce Stockton, the 2 tight heads clashing. Preen, he did well there because his rib cage was exposed, so Oren Murphy can take the ball off him. Seb Smith. Big collisions out there now, these 2 teams. The hour has ticked over, and Meredith. Chip over the top from Kuzik. Finn Doyle's there. Oh, what an effort from Doyle. He thinks he's grounded it.
Time off.
And they're going to talk about this. If Finn Doyle has got this ball down, that is an extraordinary score. It was a big effort from Ben Cohen.
What I've got for you is whether Ted actually wrapped the arms, or was that a shoulder charge? Yeah, I think he overchased it. There wasn't a clear wrap. It was a shoulder. Take that player away, and that's a probable try for me. Yes. So it's final man. He's not wrapped. It's a shoulder charge, and it's a one-on-one situation.
He doesn't really get the chance to. It's so quick.
Okay, understand you, but that's the outcome. Yes.
Penalty try awarded. 45 points up for Loughborough, and now Exeter without their playmaker in the last quarter of the game as they go chasing something.
That is a brilliant, brilliant kick from Jacob Kusick. Finds the space, measured within an inch. Great regather, and then a brilliant decision from the referee to see that at that speed without replay. That's a great call.
Well, immediately they brought Nick Allison on. Allison, he's a very versatile backline player, centres, outside half, full-back. But I think he is going to step in at 10 here to try and unlock Loughborough in a game that is slipping away. Oh, and slipping away even further with the penalty.
In the air.
Yeah, the last thing you need after just conceding is to give away a penalty straight away, and it just gives Loughborough another opportunity.
23 in the air, guys.
Oh, do you know what? It's unlucky from Cohen because you see the try line, you see the ball bouncing, you try and take out the man. Let's have another look at this now and see if we can make head or tail of this. First of all, though, as you say, great kick.
It's a brilliant kick. Oh, it's difficult, you know, because he almost thinks he's going to catch the ball, and then, as you know, you realise, and it's split seconds to then try and make the tackle, so he doesn't quite get his arms wrapped properly. So it is the right decision from the referee, but I do feel for the Exeter player that's a really tough skill to be able to do at that speed.
I think his argument will be that it was the right arm that was wrapping, but as the shoulder makes contact, alas, it is done now. The decision's made. It's a penalty try apiece, a yellow card apiece. As Exeter, they rotate the front row again. So the starting props back on.
And just as Exeter wanted to make Loughborough pay when they went down to 14, I think Loughborough will be trying to do exactly the same here and kill this game off. I think we're going to see some flashes of that fantastic attacking rugby we saw in the first half, particularly with this man advantage.
Well, the referee complaining we had no balls. Of course, we're celebrating odd balls this evening. Freddie is wearing his. Hope you're wearing yours. If not, check him out. Have a shower. Get it steamy. Treat yourself.
Balls there.
Another carry
Advantage.
from Eckersley.
Do you have a number? I don't have a number.
It's Archie Hunter who's come on wearing number 19.
Thank you. Advantage. Not rolling away and not releasing.
Loughborough got a free shot here. I'm interested to see if they're going to try something.
Well, slow ball, but they're on a penalty advantage. Lovely line. Inside to Sam Bryan. Try number 4 for the scrum half. What a night he's having.
It looks so easy. 4 tries in one game. I think he'll be enjoying himself in the Union tonight.
50 points for Loughborough, a half century against the league champions, the back-to-back finalists. This does not happen. This is astonishing.
Well, for a minute we thought Exeter were getting back into this game, and we're now 20 minutes on. Loughborough scored another 2-3 tries. It's a brilliant line again from the winger, and every best 9 runs a good support line. They're always there at the right time after a line break, and that's 4 tries. What a night he's had.
Well, people say that that hookers get away with it, don't they? Just perching themselves on the back of the maul, but you've got to put yourself in the position.
Exactly that. You know, he has no right to be there, but it's that hunger and prediction of those line breaks. He gets himself in a good position and he walks away with another try.
52-24. Of all of the things that I expected to happen tonight, this was absolutely not it.
And we've still got a lot of rugby left to play, and Exeter still with this man on the field, so Loughborough will be smelling blood here. They'll be wanting to make this a big, big scoreline.
Just have a word, Sam, trying to get the balls just for speed of momentum.
Exeter now will just be trying to keep this scoreline respectable. It'll be a test for them. You know, they've got 2 options. They can either show some fight and try and stay this game, you know, with a respectable scoreline, or it can go the other way and they sort of give up and allow Loughborough to make this embarrassing.
Well, they've got 14 minutes. to score one try and get that bonus point. They've shown that they can go back to back. I mean, it's all the cliches, isn't it? Oh, that was so close to being brilliant. Knocked on.
No, it's back off Loughborough.
Oh, it says 50-22. Oh my goodness me. It doesn't rain, it pours for Exeter.
Is that off his left foot as well?
It was back off Loughborough.
Outstanding.
No goal, 50-22.
That is a brilliant bit of skill on show there. I think it might have been his weak foot, and if it was, that is unbelievable.
Let's go, thank you.
As we approach the last 10 minutes. You a milk guy? You like a bit of milk, don't you?
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of milk.
Oh, great news, because BUCS are proud to be supporting the Milk Every Moment campaign, highlighting the nutritional value of milk and how it can support students in their sporting performance. Thanks to Milk Every Moment for their support, particularly in helping launch women's BUCS Super Rugby. We had that great game with Loughborough getting the victory over Exeter. And they're providing funding for referees for all the fixtures. And the knockout stage of this year's BSR competitions will be known as the BUCS Super Rugby Milk Championship. Will Loughborough be able to milk a few more points out of this?
Just don't change.
Or will Exeter cream a final try to leave with a bonus point?
Yeah, I think that's what they'll be looking for now. Just trying to take as much as they can away from this game. Obviously won't be happy with that losing bonus point, but it's much better than coming away with nothing.
That looked a touch high there from Ed Harvey.
20, high, over the shoulder. Number 20.
Well, let's have a look at this 50-22 then, because we said it was it was a fantastic kick regardless, but we're not sure if it actually went out. So there it is, off the left boot, an absolute cannon. Keep your eye on this touchline here, and that might explain why Sam Walker was chasing it down. So one bounce, two bounce. Does it kiss the line? No. Oh. Either.
Twice nearly.
Well, the AR's got his flag up, so he's a lot closer than us. Either way, what a nudge.
It's a great kick. That's the problem with this pitch sometimes, because it's on 4G, you can get that bounce where it just sticks in. But I think it's just kissed the touchline there.
It's another carry from Kane James. So impressed with his work rate tonight. Honestly, after the game, Fred, you have to try and see this cauliflower ear. It is gross.
Gonna have to try and get a look.
It is.
I'm not surprised the way he's been throwing himself about tonight.
It's Dan Cole standard.
Oh God.
It's Graham Roundtree standard.
At his
honestly.
age?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You see a few bad ones. Tell you who's got really bad ones is Jack Kenningham.
Yes, he has. And his nose. Actually, Jack's is all right.
Jack's is all right.
I'm thinking of Jack Walker.
Oh yeah,
he's got some nose on him, bless him.
Well, this time it's Preen who puts it on the ball, but the ball's gone forward.
It's almost a token, isn't it? It's like a trophy for rugby players, the collie ears.
With Jack Walker, if you're interviewing him, he'll be looking at you, but his nose will be down the barrel of the camera. It's a bit like Mick McCarthy, the football manager. His nose is on sideways. Change at 10 for Loughborough. Alex Wainwright coming in. West Walian from Tenby. You've been to Tenby?
I've never been to Tenby.
So nice. Former Scarlets age grade player. Morgan Meredith. He's had another good game. Very, very consistent BUCS Super Rugby outside half.
Yeah, he's been brilliant tonight. His kicking game's been magnificent. He's kicked in the right areas. His goal kicking's been superb, and he's just played with that calmness we talked about earlier. Made sure that when the game got tight, just killed the momentum, played some smart stuff, and he'll be happy with his performance tonight.
8 tries Loughborough have scored. 6 of them converted for their 52 points. They're putting a squeeze on here at scrum time. Ooh. They have dog-walked Exeter on their own ball. And now they're giving chase to the kick. Oh, it just evades Jack Bracken. Whew.
I don't know much about scrums, but that was a good one for Loughborough.
But what you do know is what it's like to be at 15 when your scrum's going forward, and what it's like to be at 15 when your scrum's going backwards. And it can be like a shot in the arm, I've got no doubt.
It certainly is. I think, yeah, you have to react you know, when your scrum's going forward, it's happy days. As soon as it starts going the other way, you know, you've got to be ready for whatever the opposition are going to bring on the other side of it.
Go in, just tap the boys on the back to you. Well done,
That's
boys.
it.
Well
60-metre run, whatever it is. Make sure you give the props a little pat on the back.
There's got a couple of BSR boys in the front row. Will Hurd, he's with you, isn't he? He's a former Cardiff Met boy.
He's a top lad.
Yeah?
Really. Yeah, he's Cardiff Met. The Archers, they call them,
Yeah,
don't they?
that's right.
He's a very proud ex-Archer. And great to see him making his...
Here's Bracken. Bracken feeding Gourlay. Gourlay skipping away. Back to Bracken. Bracken is over for try number 9. It's another glorious score to add to the collection.
Again, it's a brilliant bit of rugby. And it's that man, Jack Bracken. Everything Loughborough have done well tonight, he has played some part in.
What's up?
It's not perfect, there's a lot of tip-ons and bouncing balls, but great vision from Elliot Gourlay. Ball back inside, and there he is, Jack Bracken.
Well, Sam Kildunn has snuck on as well, so it's not going to get easier for Exeter. They've got those wheels on the edge now. 59-24. This is, well, it's a performance for the ages from Loughborough, really.
Oh, it is, and I think Sam Kildunn will be licking his lips, you know, as a winger to come on when the game is at this stage. I think he'll be excited to get the ball in his hands.
Timing.
So Exeter are back up to 15. That's Ben Cohen. Wearing number 10 there.
Back.
Taken over the shoulder, good take as well. And then getting rid of the tackler. That was Alex O'Driscoll, Scotland under 20s. Prop forward, played against Wales in Colwyn Bay last year. Long way to Colwyn Bay, let me tell you.
I haven't been there myself, but I've heard some stories.
That's where Owain Evans, the captain, used to play his club rugby for RGC. Beautiful part of the world. It's just miles away from everywhere. Oh, that's been put out on the full. Exeter have had a rough few weeks. They lost that game to Leeds Beckett, which, I mean, huge credit to Beckett. They've been building something, and that was a big win. And then they bounced back, but this is perhaps a bit of a reality check.
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, Loughborough's never an easy place to come for the opposition, but they'd have wanted to come away with something tonight, and at the minute it doesn't look like they're going to come away with anything, but there's been flashes. I think a couple of individual performances have been superb, and they had that big period for about 20 minutes or so either side of half time where they fought back into the game, but Loughborough in the end just too good.
Kuzik, oh, it's just gone forward, has it? No, referee says back. Alex Wainwright has knocked it on at the second time. Tom Gully's dived on it. And a knock-on advantage here. They don't last too long, though. So Seb Driscoll can carry it forward for Exeter.
Offside, 17. You didn't get behind the back foot.
Exeter will really, really want this bonus point. They'll want to come away with something, and they've got an opportunity now just to get this ball into Loughborough's half.
Well, do stick with us post-match, because I'll be dragging Freddie pitch side. We'll be getting some post-match reaction, interviewing the winning coach and the player of the match. Got a bit of running around to do, so we'll probably leave you with the highlights. Right then, big 5 minutes here for Exeter. They're not going to win the game. They're probably not going to get 2 bonus points, but they can get 1. First job done, they found Durrell. And that is Lucas Brook. Very good player, Lucas Brook. 8 England under-20s caps. Another penalty advantage here. It's amazing, Loughborough have been a little bit sloppy, and they have given away a lot of penalties, and Louis Gully has put Exeter in a great spot here. Durrell.
Penalty!
Still a penalty advantage. Back the other way they come. Little dart from Will Smears. Walker. Cohen.
Great ball.
Over the top. Fenton. How have they stopped him from there? Noah Fenton. 4 minutes to go. 4 meters to go.
Offside.
And watch Tom Gully from here. Scored so many tries from close range this season.
He's going to the bin. 3 penalties, 1 play, 18.
And Max Bignell's going to be going to the sin bin here. So Loughborough will end the game with 14. That's been knocked on over the line.
3 penalties in one phase, 18 not
Yeah,
rolling.
nice opportunity now for Exeter to convert
18.
from here. Get this losing bonus point. I think they'll be frustrated tonight. You know, with the ball they've looked dangerous and they've created opportunities, but on the other side of it, you know, Loughborough's, and I'm not taking credit away from Loughborough's attack, it's been brilliant, but you know, they've gone through the Exeter defence far too easily tonight, and I think they'll be disappointed.
So Kane James takes it on Lucas Durrell, the next to go.
Stay on sides. Get back!
Tom Gully goes up the short side. Gully. Oh, has he got over? Not quite. Oh, he's desperately close, Tom Gully. Another dart from close.
Hands up, Loughborough. Thank you.
And they're still hanging in there, Loughborough. They don't want to concede this try bonus point. Little dummy, a little dart. It's a second try of the night for Tom Gully. And despite spending so much time under their post, Exeter will not leave empty-handed. And come the end of the season, when all the points are added up, how important could that one be?
Absolutely, every point matters. I think that's shown every season in BUCS. You know, every single losing bonus point, 4-try bonus point matters. Come the end of the season, that could be vital. I think they deserve that tonight, Exeter. You know, with the ball, they've shown flashes of brilliance. They've fought hard to stay in this game, and I think they deserve that losing bonus point.
Well, this conversion will take us up to 90 points. This conversion does take us up to 90 points. What a Wednesday evening. Right then, we need a player of the match from you. Let's have a couple of nominees from either side before we do the big reveal. First of all, who from Exeter has impressed you tonight?
So, Exeter, a couple, but mate with the cauliflower here, Kane James. I think he's been excellent. He's carried superbly. He's made some great gain lines, so I've been really impressed with him.
And what about for Loughborough? Let's have a couple of nominees before you go for the big one.
I'm going to start with Morgan Meredith. I think when he was on the field, he was brilliant, controlled the game nicely, moved the ball really well in attack. I think Dan Eckersley, another fantastic performance tonight. You know, he's been over the ball defensively, making tackles, and he's been involved in a couple of tries as well. But my man of the match has to go to no other than Jack Bracken.
Incredible stuff. Sam Bryan has scored 4 tries tonight, but Jack Bracken, wearing number 11.
I'm sorry, Sam. He has scored 4 tries. He has been excellent, but just what we've seen from Jack Bracken, the speed, the offloads, the power.
Yeah.
Everything he's done tonight has been brilliant, so man of the match goes to him.
He's a serious boy, isn't he?
He is. I think he's got a bright future, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Shame it won't be in a Tigers shirt.
Well, he is on the books with Saracens. I mean, given that he played in the summer series, I expect him to feature for the under-20s in the Six Nations. Given where his age is, he could actually play for 2 more years for the 20s as well. But there he is, the BUCS Super Rugby player of the match. 2 tries for Jack Bracken, couple of assists as well for Sam Bryan. I think Sam Bryan definitely owes him his first drink tonight, doesn't he?
I think he does. Yeah, those 2 in particular have been superb, linking up nicely, right place, right time, and they've had the skills every time to execute and finish these tries off.
Into the final minute, Alex O'Driscoll. Barnstorming, run from him, little chip over the top. That's one for Preen to chase, but it's gone out on the full. And that is full time. Phenomenal performance from Loughborough. 9 tries against last year's league champions. Credit to Exeter. They went down to 14 men. They started the second half brilliantly, and they leave with 1 point, but they are looking up the table at the league leaders, who extend their place at the top. The full-time score here at Epinal Way, Loughborough 59, Exeter 31. And before we head down, Freddie, your final thoughts on that performance?
Yeah, we've had an absolute feast. Some brilliant attacking rugby on show. Not so much good defence, but we're not complaining. You know, we've seen a great game of rugby. Loughborough almost allowed Exeter to come back into the game in the middle, but showed too much class and too much fight, and deservedly pulled away with it. 90
points shared between these 2 teams. They're going to shake hands. We're going to try and rummage a few interview guests We've also got to go out into the cold, mate. Bring your coat. It is
I'll get my
absolutely
coat on.
Baltic. We're going to leave you guys enjoy the try highlights. There are 12 in total, so we could be here for a while. But enjoy them, sit back, but don't go anywhere.
Still bags of great rugby to come on the BUCS Super Rugby live streams. Cardiff versus Hartpury on the 4th of December. That's in women's BUCS Super Rugby. Then we've got the Christmas clash, the double header between Cardiff Met and Cardiff. That's live from the Arms Park. I suggest you put on a Christmas jumper and get down there, but if you can't, don't worry. We've got you. Tell you what else we've got. We've got a 2-try man of the match off the back of an incredible victory against Exeter. Jack Bracken, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Fred gave you the nod today. Why did you pick him as opposed to Sam Bryan, who got 4 meat pies? What was it you liked about his performance?
4 tries. I know it's going to be controversial, but I just loved the, trying things, the chip and chase that he did over in the corner, the pace, the power, everywhere at the right time. I was really impressed, and that's why he got man of the match.
You're a first-year student here. You've picked up a hat-trick on your debut in the National League. You forced your way into the BUCS Super Rugby team. You're scoring hat-tricks for England 20s. You're out here getting man of the match. You look like you're really enjoying your rugby at the moment.
Yeah, I am. I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, it's been a great season so far. I've been out with a hamstring injury for quite a while this season, actually, but yeah, it's great to get back out here with the boys.
What about student life then? How different is it from when you were playing academy rugby at Saracens in the 18s?
I think it's I need a lot more independence. I think like looking after myself a lot more in terms of off the pitch stuff, like making sure I get my nutrition right and in the gym as well. But no, I think yeah, it's a good balance.
Does that ring true with you? Because I think there's a misconception that uni rugby is a little bit different to pro rugby, and these lads might like a few beers on a Wednesday night, but they have to take it seriously, don't they?
Yeah, that's a wise head on young shoulders. I'm impressed. I probably wasn't so disciplined when I was at uni. No, it is. It's all about balance. It's not easy when you've got the distractions of university, but Jack's a great example of it. You've got these young professionals who are devoting their lives to this game, and you've done a brilliant job tonight.
The performance tonight was absolutely exceptional. You had to get a revenge on Exeter. They were brilliant down at Topsham earlier in the year. You've been on a heck of a run since then. What is it about this group that you think means that you can achieve these things and play this great rugby playing this year?
I think it's our togetherness and all of our desire to win. I think we're all on the same page, and throughout the week we're working together quite a few times, and I think we're just glued. It's just all stuck tonight.
And you scored some amazing tries tonight, you personally, but also as a team as well. The forwards are putting you in good positions, but this back line, you do some pretty naughty stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think shout out to the forwards. Obviously, set piece was exceptional today, putting us on the front foot, made it really easy for us backs. And yeah, like you said earlier, shout out to Sammy B. I think scoring those 4 tries, great running lines. I think that's what you need from your 9.
You put him on a plate for him, though, didn't you?
Quite a few times, but I owe him.
Okay. What about tonight? Hey, you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Freddie, hey, you?
Not for me. Not for me. I think those days are past now, but I don't want to hold you too long. You've got a big night ahead.
Congratulations. Great performance tonight. You're the man of the match. Go get warm. At least you haven't got to do the run-in like those lads. That is brutal. Go be with the boys. Let's bring in a coach, because we said before the game that Exeter versus Loughborough, it's arguably the biggest game in BUCS Super Rugby. Perhaps Exeter were underdogs tonight, but not 4-5 score underdogs. 9 tries for you tonight. That is quite a remarkable show.
Yeah, we were pretty sharp, weren't we? To be fair, the attack was good. All credit to Alex White, attack coach, absolutely outstanding. From sort of 9 to 15, and everyone who came off the bench, the backs were absolutely brilliant.
What are you most pleased with?
Just really pleased the fact that Exeter came back into it second half, and then we probably went out and won it again in that respect. So that ability to come back and win it for a second time was brilliant.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because at 31-7, it looked like you were home and host. Then all of a sudden, Exeter are back within a score. It was a heck of an effort from them.
Yeah, Exeter came back into it, but like you say there, that's the mark of a successful team, a winning team, is being able to win twice. They came back into it, almost got within a score, 2 scores, and then the class showed for consistency and they came out on top.
I know how coaches work. They're all about the next job, but surely you'll allow yourself and the boys to celebrate and realise what a good job you've done. But when you put 50-odd on a team that is such a great rival, such a great team, how do you then keep them grounded for this important run into Christmas?
That's the important bit, isn't it? It starts with Beckett again. Next week leaves Beckett at home. Battle of Broadmanor with myself and Kerry Wood, so that's always good. We live on the same street. So look, that's the beauty of the league, the beauty of BUCS Super Rugby. It's week on week. The challenges just roll round straight away.
I love the idea. So these two, practically next door neighbours, just in their balaclavas, just looking over the fence through the window. But they've done a great job, though, Beckett, haven't they? They beat this Exeter team, and despite the fact that they're towards the bottom of the league, they have shown they can compete with the best, and that will be a challenge.
100%. They went down to Topsham and won, so that's something that we didn't do this season. So look, we played them in the quarterfinals last year as well. They're a really good team. They're physical. They'll really test us.
We always talk about first years in BUCS Super Rugby, didn't we? And he gave Jack Bracken the man of the match tonight, but it was well deserved. A great performance. He is a first year student, admittedly with a lot of rugby under his belt, but he just looks made for the big stage.
He's sharp, isn't he? He's hot on Freddie's heels here probably. Next couple of years, you never know where he's going to end up, and that's the beauty of this BUCS Super Rugby. People transitioning out of it really, really quickly to the top end of the professional game.
Well, Marv's mentioned it there. I remember a couple of years ago in the final, we had Tom Lauday on co-coms, and David Jenkins was playing for Exeter Uni, and I could just feel Tom thinking, oh God, I'm going to be playing against him, and I think he's going to be quite good. Are you looking at rugby at this level, and players like Jack, and players on both sides, and thinking, yeah, I can see myself locking horns with them in the Premiership in years to come?
100%. Hopefully I get a chance to play with him. I was saying earlier we need to get him to Leicester, but I'm not sure that will happen. No, he's a brilliant young player, and the SEMA talent that comes out this league and BUCS and universities is great. And you know, we look at this and look forward to playing with these guys and also going up against them.
Well, let's hope so. The young Bracken says he's going to Hey You tonight. You joining him?
Certainly not for me, no.
Good man, congratulations. Great win, Freddie. Step in here and let's say goodbye to the people. Do you enjoy that?
I loved it, yeah. Really enjoyed it.
Excellent news. Jack, he's just said he really enjoyed it, so that means he's coming back. But next time, mate, please turn up on time.
I will. That's the M1. Blame the traffic.
He lives in Leicester. We're in Loughborough. If you're watching abroad, get yourself on Google Maps or whatever map app you use. It's incredibly close. It's incredibly close. In all seriousness, though, great to have you here. You've said all night that you're impressed by the standard of rugby. It's a standard of rugby you know well because you played it, but you can see how much it means to these lads.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. I think when you play here at uni and in BUCS, sometimes it's the most fun rugby of your career. You know, you get to play in front of the university, play with your best mates, and that's a really rare opportunity. So you can see how much it means to these lads tonight, and I do miss it.
I tell you what, though, they've scored 59 points against Exeter, but these lads are out here doing sprints. Surely they can get a night off after a performance like that.
Well, they've got Hey You to look forward to, so I think they'll get that done quickly.
Earn it. As for you, Sale coming up. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to have you here this evening. That's Freddie Stewart, and a pleasure to have you wherever you've been watching around the world. The best league in the land. It's full of surprises. However, Loughborough get the spoils tonight. They've defeated Exeter in women's and men's BUCS Super Rugby, but the crown never lasts long. They'll be back next week. We will too. The next live stream is in Cardiff on the 4th of December. Until then, goodbye.